Alex Carter tightened the straps on his worn-out backpack as he stepped onto the small dock. The morning sun shimmered across the gentle waves, turning the ocean into a glittering sea of gold. The air smelled of salt and seaweed, a scent Alex had grown to love over the years. His daughter, Mia, tugged at his hand, her excitement barely contained. "Come on, Dad. I want to see the dolphins today," she said, bouncing on her heels. Her brown hair, tied into a messy ponytail, danced in the morning breeze. Alex smiled at her enthusiasm. "Patience, Mia. The dolphins will come when they want. You know that." Mia rolled her eyes but laughed, already running ahead toward their small sailboat. Alex followed, carrying the equipment for his research. A marine biologist by trade, he often spent long hours on the water, monitoring the local marine life. It wasn't glamorous work, but it kept food on the table and allowed him to provide for Mia after her mother had passed away. The sailboat rocked gently as Alex helped Mia climb aboard. He secured the life jackets and checked the small engine. "All set," he said, running a hand through his dark hair. He glanced toward the horizon. The ocean looked calm today, but the sky had a thin, gray veil of clouds, nothing dangerous yet, but enough to keep a cautious man alert. As they sailed further from the shore, Mia busied herself with a small notebook, jotting down sketches of fish she spotted near the boat. Alex kept an eye on the instruments, watching the sonar readings and checking water temperature and salinity. It was routine, but routine had a strange way of bringing peace. Suddenly, something unusual caught his eye. A flash of movement in the water, far ahead, caught his attention. Alex squinted. At first, he thought it might be a dolphin or a seal, but it moved differently. It wasn't playful, it was struggling. "Dad, what is that?" Mia asked, pointing toward the water. Alex leaned forward, his heart skipping a beat. "I'm not sure," he said, adjusting his binoculars. The figure in the water was a woman, flailing, calling out something Alex couldn't hear over the distance. Panic sparked in his chest. Without hesitation, Alex shouted, "Hold on, Mia! Stay in the boat!" He grabbed the small radio and contacted the coastal rescue team. "This is Alex Carter on the research sailboat. I see a person struggling in the water, about 3 miles northeast of the bay. We need immediate assistance." Static filled the speaker. The Coast Guard's voice finally came through. "Copy. Alex. Rescue team is on its way. Keep the person in sight. And stay safe." Alex's mind raced. 3 miles was far, and the woman was tiring quickly. The waves weren't strong yet, but even small waves could exhaust someone fast. He glanced at Mia, who looked worried, but obedient. "We have to help her ourselves," he said softly, more to himself than to Mia. "We can't wait for them to get here in time." Mia's eyes widened. "You can do that?" Alex nodded, tightening the straps on his life jacket. "We have to. I'll be careful. And I need you to stay right here." He adjusted the sail to catch the wind better and steered toward the struggling figure. The woman in the water was now closer, and Alex could see her clearly for the first time. She had long, wet hair plastered to her face and arms, and she fought to keep herself above the waves. Her eyes, wide with fear, met his, and she reached out instinctively. "Hold on, I'm coming," Alex shouted, keeping the boat steady. He slowed the sailboat, lowering a small ladder into the water. Carefully, he maneuvered close enough for the woman to grab hold. She clung to the ladder, shivering and exhausted. "Almost there," Alex encouraged. "Just hold on a little longer." With deliberate care, he lifted her from the water, one hand under her arms, supporting her weight. She coughed and sputtered, water dripping from her hair and clothes. Her hands trembled as she clung to the ladder. "Thank you," she gasped, her voice barely above a whisper. I thought I'd never make it." Alex helped her onto the deck, wrapping a thick blanket around her shoulders. Mia watched quietly, her eyes wide, impressed by her dad's calm in a tense moment. "Are you okay?" Alex asked, kneeling beside her. The woman nodded weakly. "Yes. Thanks to you." I don't even know how to repay you." "You're safe now," Alex said simply. "That's enough." For a moment, silence fell over the boat. The wind ruffled the sails, and the waves lapped against the hull. Then the woman smiled faintly, the first real expression of relief. "I'm Celine," she said finally, introducing herself. "Celine Ardent." Alex nodded. "Alex Carter. And this is my daughter, Mia." Mia offered a shy wave, and Celine returned it with a small, grateful smile. Once Celine had recovered a bit, Alex asked gently, "Do you need to go to the hospital? Or somewhere warm?" Celine shook her head. "I'll be fine. Really. But I want to thank you properly. I owe you more than I can say." I reasoned. Alex shrugged. "You don't owe me anything. Helping someone in need is what people do." He glanced at Mia, who was now sketching Celine in her notebook. "Right, Mia?" Mia grinned. "Right. Humans help each other." Celine's gaze lingered on Alex for a moment, a mixture of admiration and something unreadable. "You're not just brave. You're clever. Resourceful." "I can see that immediately." Alex felt slightly embarrassed. "Well, I've had some practice. Life doesn't give you much choice when you're raising a kid on your own." Celine's eyes sparkled. "That's exactly why I need your help. There's a project I've been working on. Something very important. And I think someone like you, someone practical, someone human, could make a real difference." Alex frowned slightly, curious but cautious. "A project? On what? Why me?" Celine smiled, a little mysteriously. "It's complicated, but the easiest way to explain it is this. I'd like you and your daughter to visit my private island. I promise you, it will be worth your time." Alex hesitated. Private islands weren't exactly his scene, and he didn't know this woman beyond a rescue at sea. Yet there was something in her voice that made him trust her. Something genuine. "All right," he said slowly. "I'll hear you out. But I need more details before agreeing." Celine nodded. "Of course. I'll explain everything in person. You'll see that your skills and your heart are exactly what I need." But the rest of the sail back to the harbor was quiet, but filled with a sense of anticipation. Mia chattered endlessly about the adventure, asking questions about the woman, the island, and what they might see. Alex listened, half distracted by the technical checks on the sailboat, half thinking about Celine's mysterious project. When they reached the harbor, Celine thanked them again, her gratitude sincere. "I'll arrange transportation for you. Tomorrow, you'll see everything." Alex watched her disappear into the marina's elevator-like docking system, thinking about how strange life could be. One day, it was ordinary research work, school routines, dinners at home. The next, he was meeting a mysterious woman who owned a private island and needed his help. As he carried Mia home, he felt a strange excitement, a mixture of nerves and anticipation. For the first time in a long while, he felt that life might be about to change, in a very big way. Mia skipped ahead, holding Alex's hand. "Dad, do you think there will be dolphins at her island?" Alex laughed. "We'll find out, Mia. We'll find out." And for the first time in months, he allowed himself to imagine an adventure beyond the shore. One where human courage, curiosity, and heart could make a real difference in the world. The next morning, Alex woke to the soft sound of waves brushing against the dock. The sun had barely risen, painting the sky with shades of pink and orange. Mia was already awake, sitting by the window in their small apartment, sketching the sailboat from memory. "Dad, do you think Celine's island is like a treasure island?" she asked, her voice full of wonder. Alex chuckled, rubbing his eyes. "I don't know, Mia, but I'm sure it will be something special." He prepared a light breakfast while thinking about the day ahead. Celine had sent a private yacht, fully automated, to pick them up. The note she left was short, but clear. Be ready by 10. Adventure awaits. By 10 o'clock, Alex and Mia arrived at the harbor. The yacht was unlike anything Alex had seen before. Sleek and modern, it gleamed under the morning sun. The surface was smooth and metallic, with solar panels lining the deck and small drones hovering lazily above. It looked almost alive, like a creature ready to glide across the waves. Mia's jaw dropped. Wow! Dad! It's huge! Alex smiled. Yes, it is. Let's see what it can do. Before they could step aboard, a smooth, calm voice came from the yacht's speaker system. Welcome, Alex and Mia. I am the yacht's assistant. Please board safely. All controls will adjust automatically to your needs. Mia giggled. It talks. Dad! It talks. Alex laughed. All right, we're definitely in for an interesting trip. They stepped onto the yacht, and the deck beneath their feet adjusted, almost like it was guiding them. Celine met them in the main cabin. Smiling warmly, her wet hair from the previous day was now dry and neatly tied back, and her clothes looked simple, yet elegant. I'm glad you made it, Celine said. And I hope you're ready for a small adventure. Alex nodded. We're ready. But, can you tell us a little about this project? Mia is curious too. And she wants to understand. Celine's eyes twinkled. Of course. But some things are best seen in person. You'll understand when you arrive. The yacht lifted from the dock, moving smoothly over the water. Alex and Mia stood at the bow, feeling the wind rush past their faces. The horizon stretched endlessly before them, and the world felt both vast and full of possibilities. As they sailed, Celine began explaining more. My island is a private research station, but it's also a sanctuary. We focus on preserving marine life, studying new ecosystems, and finding ways to help nature recover. But there's a bigger reason I wanted you here. Alex raised an eyebrow. Bigger reason? Celine nodded. There's an environmental problem coming, something that could affect oceans worldwide. And I believe humans, with all our creativity and curiosity, are the only ones who can solve it. That's why I wanted you, Alex. Your experience and perspective, your way of thinking as a human being, is valuable. Mia's eyes widened. Wow, Dad, they think we can help save the world? Alex laughed softly. Well, we'll see what we can do. Hours passed as the yacht cut through the waves. The vessel moved faster than any sailboat Alex had ever seen, yet it felt completely safe. Automated drones hovered above, scanning the ocean and keeping the course steady. Alex found himself amazed not just by the technology, but by the way Celine trusted humans to play a key role alongside machines. Finally, land appeared on the horizon. A small island, lush and green, rose from the sea. The yacht slowed as they approached. Towering trees swayed gently in the wind, and small waterfalls glimmered in the sunlight. The island was surrounded by sparkling beaches, and Alex noticed strange structures blending seamlessly with nature. Mia clutched his hand tightly. It's beautiful, Dad. Alex nodded, equally impressed. Yes, it's incredible. Celine guided them to a small dock on the island. Welcome, she said. You'll find this island very different from anywhere you've been. But it's all designed to protect the environment and help humans live in harmony with it. The first thing Alex noticed was how alive the island felt. Birds with bright feathers darted between trees. Small animals peeked curiously from the underbrush. The air smelled fresh, clean, and vibrant. It was a place where nature and technology seemed to coexist perfectly. Celine led them to a large dome at the center of the island. Inside, plants of all kinds grew under artificial sunlight, and machines monitored water, temperature, and humidity. Alex's scientist mind immediately started observing, taking mental notes of how the systems worked. This is one of our main research areas, Celine explained. We study how different species interact and how we can restore damaged ecosystems. But today, I want to show you something more important. She led them to a control room, filled with screens, sensors, and holographic maps of the oceans. Alex's curiosity piqued. This island is part of a global network, Celine continued. We monitor critical environmental zones, predict potential threats, and plan interventions. But there's one issue coming. An event that could affect marine life worldwide. Alex leaned forward, his eyes narrowing. What kind of event? Celine smiled faintly. Something big. Something unexpected. But I believe humans, with their creativity, courage, and empathy, can find a solution where machines alone cannot. That's why I wanted you here. Mia's eyes sparkled. So, we're heroes? Alex chuckled. I guess you could say that. But real heroes solve problems carefully, not just bravely. Celine laughed softly. Exactly. And that's why I need someone like you, Alex. You think like a human being, not just a machine. You improvise. You understand the world in ways technology cannot. Over the next few hours, Celine showed them around the island. They visited laboratories filled with strange but fascinating experiments, biodomes with tropical plants, and underwater tunnels where Alex could observe fish and coral in their natural habitats. Mia was ecstatic, asking questions non-stop, while Alex took notes and made observations, already thinking of ideas to help Celine with her projects. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in deep oranges and purples, Celine led them to a quiet spot on the beach. The waves lapped gently against the shore, and a warm breeze carried the scent of salt and flowers. You've done well today, Celine said, looking at Alex. You've observed, asked questions, and adapted. That's exactly the kind of thinking we need. Alex felt a small sense of pride. I just try to do what feels right. And Mia helps me remember the simple things. Curiosity. Kindness. Looking at problems with fresh eyes. Mia smiled at him. It's true, Dad. We're a good team. Celine nodded. Yes, humans are remarkable when they work together. Your daughter reminds me of why it's worth protecting the world. And you remind me why human creativity can solve even the hardest problems. That night, Alex and Mia stayed in a small cabin near the beach. The sounds of the waves were soothing, and for the first time in months, Alex felt a calm excitement. The world was vast, full of challenges, but also full of opportunities to make a difference. Mia turned to him before sleep. Dad, do you think we can really help save the oceans? Alex smiled, ruffling her hair. I don't know yet. But I do know this, we'll try. And together, we'll figure out a way. As he looked out the window at the sparkling ocean under the moonlight, Alex felt a sense of hope he hadn't felt in years. Tomorrow, their adventure would truly begin, and for the first time, he realized that sometimes, humans, just humans, could be the key to solving problems no one else could. And so, on that private island, under a sky full of stars, Alex and Mia drifted off to sleep, unaware of the challenges and wonders that awaited them, but ready, in their hearts, to face them with courage, curiosity, and a human spirit that could never be replaced. The next morning, Alex woke to the gentle sound of waves kissing the shore. Sunlight filtered through the thin curtains of the small cabin, painting golden patterns across the wooden floor. Mia was already awake, her notebook in hand, sketching a palm tree she could see outside the window. Dad, look, I think the leaves on this tree are moving differently than the ones back home, she said, pointing excitedly. Alex smiled. That's because this island is special, Mia. Everything here is designed to grow in harmony with nature. They had breakfast in a small kitchen area overlooking the beach. Celine joined them, carrying a basket of fresh fruit and bread. Her smile was calm, but her eyes held a spark of excitement. Today, I want to show you the heart of the island, Celine said, setting the basket down. You'll see how everything works, and why humans like you are important to what we do here. After breakfast, they followed her through winding paths lined with tropical plants. Birds with iridescent feathers flew overhead, singing songs Alex had never heard before. He felt a sense of awe. Even after decades of studying nature, He had never seen anything quite like this. They reached a large dome in the center of the island. Its surface shimmered like glass, and sunlight reflected off the smooth walls. Inside, the air was warm and humid, filled with the scent of flowers and soil. "This is one of our biodomes," Celine explained. "Here, we study ecosystems from around the world. We can control temperature, humidity, and even simulate rainfall. It's like having a small world in one place." Mia's eyes were wide with wonder. "It's amazing. It's like a jungle, but inside." Alex nodded, inspecting the plants carefully. "And I see automated systems monitoring everything. Sensors in the soil, cameras above, water systems. Very clever." Celine smiled. "Yes. Technology can help us, but it's humans who notice details, ask questions, and make connections. That's why I brought you here." They walked deeper into the dome. Strange, colorful plants twisted around each other, and some glowed softly in the dim light. Alex couldn't help but study them, taking mental notes about how they might interact in nature. "Why do some plants glow?" Mia asked. Celine knelt to show them a small blue plant. "This one uses a chemical reaction to attract pollinators at night. In the wild, it helps insects find it. Here, it helps us study natural processes without disturbing the ecosystem." Alex nodded, impressed. Humans rarely think about small things like that, but every detail matters. After leaving the dome, they arrived at a small lab filled with computers and holographic screens. Maps of oceans, coral reefs, and marine life covered the walls. Celine gestured toward the main console. "This is the island's command center," she said. "From here, we monitor not just the island, but oceans and ecosystems around the world. Sensors under the sea, satellites above, and drones everywhere. But we still need human eyes and minds to make decisions." Alex leaned in, scanning the holographic displays. "Incredible. You can track water temperature, fish populations, even predict potential problems." Celine nodded. "Exactly. But even the best technology can't replace human intuition. You notice things a machine might miss." Mia's eyes sparkled. "Like what, Dad?" Alex thought for a moment. "Sometimes, it's small changes. A pattern in the clouds, a fish acting strangely. Things that tell us nature is asking for help," Celine smiled. "And that's why I brought you here. I need people who can see beyond numbers and screens. People who understand life itself." As they explored further, Celine led them to the island's protective barrier, a shimmering energy field surrounding the coast. Small drones hovered nearby, monitoring the water for movement. "This shield keeps the island safe from storms and unwanted intruders," Celine explained. "It's completely automated, but sometimes it needs adjustments that only humans can make." Alex was fascinated. "Adjustments? Like what?" Celine pointed toward a control panel. "Yesterday, a minor glitch caused the shield to flicker. I had to stabilize it remotely. Today, I want you to see how humans can work with technology to fix unexpected problems." Suddenly, one of the smaller drones beeped and hovered closer to them. Celine frowned. "Ah, a small energy spike. It should be nothing serious, but it's a good example for you to see." Alex approached the console. "Let's take a look." Following Celine's instructions, Alex analyzed the data. He noticed a small discrepancy in the power distribution. Using a combination of observation and intuition, he adjusted a few settings. The drone's beeping stopped, and the shield shimmered steadily again. Mia clapped her hands. "Wow, Dad, you fixed it." Alex chuckled. "It's teamwork, Mia, and careful thinking. Machines help, but humans make the decisions." Celine's eyes gleamed. "Exactly. That's why you're here. Human ingenuity, curiosity, observation. That's what machines can't replace." They moved on to the island's underwater tunnels. Large windows allowed them to see schools of colorful fish swimming in crystal-clear water. Coral reefs thrived in artificial light, and small robotic cleaners moved carefully along the seabed, keeping the environment healthy. Mia pressed her face against the glass. It's like a giant aquarium, Alex smiled. But bigger and real. This is nature working with technology to survive. Celine led them to a small observation deck above the tunnels. This is where we monitor ocean patterns and marine life. Soon, I want you to help with one of our projects, a small experiment to restore a coral reef. But first, I want you to understand how everything works here. Alex nodded, absorbing every detail. He noticed the balance between technology and life, how everything had a purpose, and how careful planning could preserve nature without harming it. As they returned to the surface, the sky began to darken. Clouds rolled in slowly, but there was no storm. The air was cool and fresh, carrying the scent of salt and earth. Celine guided them to a quiet garden near the beach. Flowers of every color swayed in the breeze, and small pathways led to benches and observation points. Take a moment, Celine said. Look around and understand what humans can create when we respect nature and each other. That's the lesson of this island. Alex and Mia sat together, watching the waves crash gently against the shore. Alex thought about how far they had come from a rescue in the sea to a mysterious island full of life, science, and purpose. Mia leaned her head on his shoulder. Dad, do you think we can really help with the coral project? Alex smiled. I think we already are, Mia. Just by being curious, asking questions, and learning, we're part of it. Tomorrow, we'll get more involved. We'll see what humans can do when we work together. Celine approached, carrying a small notebook. You both have the right mindset. Curiosity, patience, and observation. That's the start of all great discoveries. As night fell, the island transformed. Lights from the biodomes cast a gentle glow across the sand, and bioluminescent plants shimmered softly. Alex felt a deep sense of peace. He realized that human ingenuity wasn't just about solving problems, it was also about creating harmony, understanding, and hope. Before going to sleep, Alex looked at the stars above the island. He thought about the challenges ahead, the environmental problems Celine had hinted at, but he no longer felt afraid. For the first time, he believed that humans could truly make a difference, not just through technology, but through curiosity, intelligence, and heart. Mia yawned, curling up under her blanket. Tomorrow will be fun, Dad, right? Alex nodded. Yes, Mia. Tomorrow, we begin the real work. And together, we'll do amazing things. And so, under the moonlit sky, Alex and Mia drifted to sleep, surrounded by a living island that blended nature and human ingenuity. For the first time, they felt like a part of something bigger, an adventure that would challenge their minds, test their courage, and prove that humans, with curiosity and compassion, could achieve incredible things. The next morning, Alex woke to a strange tension in the air. The island was still peaceful, the sun shining over the waves, but Celine's expression told him something was different. Good morning, Alex. Mia, she said, her voice calm but serious. Today, I need to show you the real reason I brought you here. Mia tilted her head. Real reason? Isn't everything here real? Celine smiled faintly. Yes, but this is different. Something is coming, something that could affect oceans everywhere. Alex felt a knot in his stomach. What do you mean? What's coming? Celine led them to the control room. Holographic screens displayed the world's oceans, with currents, temperatures, and marine life mapped in vivid detail. In the center, a glowing object moved steadily across the charts, a large asteroid fragment, floating silently toward Earth. Alex's eyes widened. That could be dangerous. Celine nodded. It's not just dangerous. If it hits the ocean, it could devastate marine life and cause massive ecological damage. Coral reefs, fish populations, even human communities depending on the sea could be affected. Mia gasped. Oh no, what can we do? Celine placed a hand on Alex's shoulder. This is where humans come in. Technology alone can track the fragment, But solving the problem requires human thinking, creativity, quick decisions, and adaptation. Alex studied the holographic maps, noticing patterns and possibilities. "We could try to redirect it," he said, thinking aloud. "Use drones to change its course, but it would need precise timing and coordination." Celine's eyes lit up. "Exactly. That's what I need your help with. You understand the oceans. You understand balance. And together, we can work with my drones to protect the marine environment." Mia's eyes sparkled. "So, we're like ocean heroes again?" Alex laughed softly. "Something like that. But it will take patience, teamwork, and clever thinking." Celine guided them to a large platform overlooking the sea. Small drones rested on the deck, each designed for precise movement in the water. The drones were sleek, capable of moving quickly, and equipped with advanced propulsion systems. "These drones," Celine explained, "can nudge the fragment slightly, enough to redirect it away from vulnerable areas. But it's a delicate operation. Too much force, and we could create other problems. That's why we need human judgment." Alex studied the drones carefully. He could see their potential, but also their limits. "We'll need a plan," he said. "We can't just react blindly." Celine nodded. "Agreed. We have limited time. The fragment is approaching faster than usual currents would allow. You'll need to think quickly, adapt, and trust your instincts." For the next few hours, Alex and Mia trained with the drones under Celine's supervision. Mia was eager and precise, her small hands surprisingly steady as she guided one of the smaller drones in simulations. Alex used his knowledge of ocean currents and marine patterns to adjust the trajectories, learning how to work in sync with the advanced technology. "This is amazing," Mia whispered. "It feels like we're really saving the oceans." Alex smiled. "Yes, Mia. And every small decision matters. We have to think carefully and work together." Celine watched them with pride. "You're both learning quickly. That's exactly the human spirit. I need curiosity, determination, and adaptability." By midday, they were ready. The fragment was closer now, visible on the holographic screens. Alex felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. This was bigger than anything he had ever faced. One wrong move could have serious consequences, even if the drones minimized the risk. "Remember," Celine said, "precision is key." Alex and Mia took their positions. The drones hovered above the water, engines humming softly. Alex guided the lead drone, analyzing the fragment's speed and direction. Mia operated a secondary drone, providing support and feedback. "All right," Alex said, taking a deep breath. "Let's begin." The first few adjustments were small but effective. The fragment's trajectory shifted slightly, away from critical reefs. Alex noticed the subtle currents affecting its path, and quickly adjusted the drone's positions. Mia followed his lead, guiding her drone with focus and care. "Perfect," Celine said. "You're both working beautifully together." As the fragment approached closer, it became more challenging. Waves and wind currents interfered, and the drones had to compensate constantly. Alex's mind raced, calculating angles, forces, and timing. Mia's eyes stayed sharp, noting small changes in the fragment's motion. "Steady," Alex muttered, moving the drone slowly. "A little to the left. Now gently forward." Mia nodded. "Got it, Dad. Adjusting now." The fragment shifted slightly, just enough to avoid a shallow reef. Alex exhaled. "Yes, that's better." Celine monitored everything, her hands poised over the controls but not interfering. "Excellent. Keep observing. Keep adjusting. Humans see details. Machines cannot." Hours passed, but finally, the fragment was moving away from vulnerable areas. Alex guided it carefully toward a safe path, where it would fall harmlessly into a deep, uninhabited part of the ocean. Mia's small hands trembled slightly, but she kept her focus. "Almost there," Alex said, his voice calm but intense. "Just a few more adjustments." With one final coordinated move, the fragment shifted into its safe path. The holographic screens confirmed it. The fragment would not hit reefs, fishing zones, or populated areas. "We did it," Mia whispered, her eyes wide with amazement. Alex smiled, feeling a wave of relief. "Yes, we did. Together." Celine clapped her hands softly. "You both were brilliant. Human creativity, observation, and courage made this possible. Technology helped, but humans decided, adapted, and succeeded." Mia hugged her dad tightly. "We really saved the oceans, Dad." Alex hugged her back, feeling proud but also thoughtful. "We helped, Mia, and we learned how humans can make a difference. Even in big, complicated problems." Celine led them to the beach, where the sun was beginning to set. The waves shimmered like gold, and the island looked calm and peaceful, as if nothing had threatened it at all. "Today was proof," Celine said softly, "that humans, when working together, with intelligence and compassion, can solve problems no machine could do alone." Alex looked out at the horizon, feeling a deep sense of pride and hope. He realized that this adventure wasn't just about saving the oceans. It was about the human spirit, curiosity, courage, and teamwork. Mia leaned on his shoulder. "Do you think there will be more challenges, Dad?" Alex nodded. "Probably. But that's okay. Because together, we can face them." Celine smiled at both of them. "And that's why I brought you here. You remind me that humans can be heroes in the realest sense, not because of power, but because of heart, ingenuity, and teamwork." As night fell, the island glowed with soft light. Bioluminescent plants shimmered along the paths, and the waves sparkled in the moonlight. Alex and Mia sat together on the beach, watching the stars reflected on the ocean's surface. "I can't believe we did that," Mia whispered. Alex smiled. "I can. Humans can do amazing things when we try, Mia. Today, we proved that." For the first time in a long while, Alex felt a deep sense of purpose. The world was vast and full of challenges, but humans, with their curiosity, creativity, and courage, could rise to meet them. And this island, this adventure, had shown him exactly how. Tomorrow would bring new experiments, new discoveries, and new challenges. But tonight, they celebrated quietly, knowing that humans had once again made a difference. And in that moment, under the vast, starry sky, Alex, Mia, and Celine felt the power of the human spirit, resilient, clever, and capable of extraordinary things. The morning sun rose slowly over the island, painting the sky with soft oranges and pinks. Alex woke early, feeling a sense of calm and purpose he hadn't experienced in years. Mia was already awake, bouncing on the bed with her notebook in hand, ready to document another day of adventure. "Good morning, Dad," she chirped. "I can't wait to see what we're doing today." Alex smiled, stretching. "Good morning, Mia. Today is the day we help even more. Are you ready?" Mia nodded enthusiastically. "Always." After a light breakfast of fresh fruit and bread, Celine greeted them with a warm smile. "Good morning, Alex. Good morning, Mia. Today, I want to show you the full scale of what humans can achieve when we work together with nature and technology." Alex felt a surge of curiosity. Over the past 2 days, he had learned about the island's ecosystems, the advanced drones, and the fragile balance of the oceans. Now, Celine promised something even more significant. She led them to the central command room, where holographic maps and live feeds displayed oceans, islands, and marine life in astonishing detail. Alex could see areas where reefs had been restored, fish populations monitored, and coastal ecosystems stabilized. "Today," Celine said, "we will initiate a coordinated program to restore several damaged reefs. It's a long-term project, but every step counts. Humans like you make it possible." Alex glanced at Mia, who was already wide-eyed with excitement. "We get to help rebuild the ocean?" she asked. "Yes," Celine replied, "and you will learn that humans are capable of more than we often believe. Observation, patience, creativity, and compassion can solve problems bigger than we imagine. The first task involved guiding drones to carefully plant coral fragments in areas where reefs had been destroyed. Alex and Mia positioned the drones using the holographic maps, making sure the placement would allow currents, sunlight, and marine life to thrive. Remember, Selene reminded them, precision is key. Too much disturbance, and the ecosystem could suffer. Gentle, careful movements. Alex nodded. Understood. We'll be careful. For hours, they worked together. Alex guided the main drones while Mia monitored smaller ones, checking for any obstacles or changes in the water currents. It was meticulous work, but every placement of coral brought a sense of achievement. "Look, Dad," Mia exclaimed. "The fish are already coming back." Alex smiled, seeing tiny, colorful fish swimming near the newly planted coral. "Yes, Mia. That's how humans can make a real difference. Little by little, step by step, life returns," Selene observed silently, her eyes shining with pride. This is the essence of human capability. Machines assist, but humans decide, adapt, and restore balance. After completing the coral planting, they moved on to a water purification system. Selene explained how local streams had been affected by runoff and sediment. Alex applied his knowledge of water flow and filtration to guide the drones, removing debris and redistributing nutrients safely. "Humans notice details machines cannot," Alex explained to Mia. "We watch, think, and make choices that help life flourish." Mia nodded seriously. "I see it now, Dad. We're not just helping, we're learning to understand the world." By midday, the sun was high, and the ocean shimmered like liquid gold. The island seemed to hum with life, the balance between technology and nature perfectly maintained. Alex felt a deep sense of accomplishment. They were part of something greater, a living demonstration of what humans could achieve. Selene gathered them on a cliff overlooking the reef. "You've done well," she said. "Today, humans and machines work together to restore balance. But the lesson here is larger than the island. It's about understanding that every human action matters. Every small decision can change the world." Alex reflected on the past few days, the rescue at sea, the journey to the island, the training with drones, and the environmental challenges they had faced. Each moment had required courage, careful thinking, and teamwork. Humans were capable of incredible things when they applied their minds and hearts. Mia looked up at Selene. "Do you think everyone could do this? Help like we did?" Selene smiled softly. "Absolutely. Humans have the power to protect and restore the world. It only takes awareness, effort, and care. That's why I wanted you both here to show that human ingenuity is our greatest strength." Alex felt a swell of pride. He had spent so long worrying about doing the best for Mia, and now he realized that together, they could extend that care to the wider world. Their actions mattered far beyond themselves. After a brief rest, Selene invited them to explore the island one final time. They wandered through biodomes, observing plants and animals thriving in harmony. Alex and Mia noticed subtle interactions, pollinators visiting flowers, fish schooling near restored coral, even small crabs adjusting to the changing tides. "Every life matters," Alex said to Mia quietly, "and every action we take affects everything else. That's why what we did today is so important." Mia nodded, sketching the interactions in her notebook. "It's like a big puzzle, Dad. Everything fits together." As the sun began to set, Selene led them to a quiet beach. The waves lapped gently, reflecting the colors of the sky. Bioluminescent plants along the shore shimmered softly, creating a magical glow. "Tonight," Selene said, "I want to celebrate what humans can achieve. Not through force, but through thought, observation, and care." Alex and Mia sat on the sand, feeling the warmth of the day and the energy of the island. They watched the ocean, reflecting on all they had experienced. It wasn't just an adventure, it was a lesson in human potential. Mia leaned against her father. "Dad, do you think we'll ever come back?" Alex smiled. "I hope so, Mia. There's always more to learn, more to help with, and more ways humans can make the world better. Selene approached them with a small device. I want to offer you something, she said. A way to stay connected with the island. To continue learning and contributing even when you're back home. Alex took the device, feeling a sense of responsibility and opportunity. Thank you, Selene. We'll do our best. You already have, Selene replied. Humans are capable of extraordinary things. Today, you proved it. As night fell, the stars reflected on the water, and the island seemed to breathe with life. Alex realized that the adventure had changed him. He had learned that humans were more than just individuals. They were observers, thinkers, and creators capable of protecting and restoring the world. Mia yawned, curling up under a blanket. Tomorrow, we'll do even more, right, Dad? Alex smiled, brushing her hair back. Yes, Mia. But tonight, let's just rest and remember what we accomplished. Humans can make a difference, and we are living proof. The next morning, Alex and Mia prepared to leave the island. Selene accompanied them to the yacht, giving them a warm farewell. Remember, she said, the real adventure begins when you return home. Every choice you make, every action you take, can help the world. Humans are amazing because we care, we think, and we adapt. Never forget that. Alex nodded. We won't. Thank you for showing us how humans can really make a difference. As the yacht sailed back toward their home, Alex looked out at the ocean, feeling a mixture of gratitude and hope. The world was vast, full of challenges, but also full of opportunities. Humans, with their courage, curiosity, and compassion, could face anything. Mia leaned against him, tired but happy. Dad, today was the best day ever. Alex smiled, holding her hand. It was, Mia. And tomorrow, we'll keep learning, exploring, and helping. That's what being human is all about. And so, as the island disappeared over the horizon, Alex and Mia returned home, carrying with them the lessons of courage, ingenuity, and hope. They had seen firsthand what humans could achieve, and now, they were ready to continue proving it every day. For Alex, it wasn't just about saving reefs or guiding drones. It was about the human spirit, curious, resourceful, and compassionate, capable of extraordinary things in an ever-changing world. And that spirit, he knew, would guide them through every adventure yet to come.